Namaste, hello, my name is Leanne Peters. I'm from templeofbalance.com.au, Temple of Balance on Facebook and Temple of Balance on YouTube. And I recently had someone ask me a question and I thought I'd answer that in this video. They asked something that I thought was something I haven't really explained because I thought it was fairly obvious, but I thought it didn't hurt to explain it. And she asked, how does she look within? So when you hear me or other people perhaps say, look within, what does that mean? So I thought, okay, let's expand on that a little bit. Look within. So what's the opposite of that? Would probably be looking on the outside. So looking on the outside would be noticing people around you, things happening around you. They most likely affect you, but you're noticing these things in the outside. So it's a bit like having just looking outward. Now, when you're looking within, it's like you're turning that viewpoint that's looking at the outer, you're turning that inward. So it's a bit like looking in the mirror and turning your focus inward. So what does that mean? Well, to me, your inward being, your inner being, would include your thoughts, your emotions, how you feel in regards to your body as well, what your truth is, what your beliefs are, what your values are, what's important to you, what's your motivation behind something or your agenda, what's your reasoning for doing something or thinking something or helping someone or whatever it might be. So let's think about our thoughts to begin with. So if you were looking at your inner being and looking at it from a thought perspective, then you'd be paying attention to and really listening to your thoughts and what's going on in your mind. And that's something that I've written a lot about it, and I've done quite a lot of videos about it as well on the mind. But let's just briefly talk a little bit about it. So the mind, when it's left on its own tangent, will go on tangents, and we will have ridiculous thoughts, judging thoughts, self-criticizing thoughts pop into our mind all the time, and our mind can get very, very busy with all of that sort of clutter. So to look inward and to help yourself, so if you were doing something with that looking inward for your self-healing or helping yourself or for your self-awareness or improving yourself, you would look at your thoughts and really pick and choose the thoughts that you want to be thinking. One thing I love to do when I have lots of ridiculous thoughts going on in my mind, I literally show my thoughts the door, and I will recognize that I'm thinking something I don't want to be thinking or something that's unnecessary, and I will walk over to my front door and I will throw those thoughts out of the house, but out of my mind, like I'm banishing a naughty child, and I'll close the door, and usually that thought will pop straight back in, and so I open that door and throw that thought straight back out again. And I'll do that 100 times if I have to, so that I can get back in charge of my thoughts and really be in a position to pick and choose my thoughts. When we get a bit lazy with our thinking and it just goes on a negative tangent about ridiculous things, it's very hard to pull the reins back on those thoughts, which I've called the monkey mind as well, beating the same thoughts over and over again. So get back in charge of your thoughts is a really important aspect of working with your inner being. Another part of your inner being is how you feel. And how you feel is really important. And I've also written a lot and shared a lot about emotions, because I feel that they are very, very important with our self-healing journey. If that's something that's important to you, to look within and to improve yourself. A lot of us are very sensitive beings, and it's important that we accept our sensitivity. I found it much more helpful to accept that I'm a sensitive being than to try and reject or say that there's something wrong with me because I'm sensitive. I think being sensitive is a really beautiful quality. It gives us compassion and kindness and empathy. It helps us relate to other people's difficulties, which then helps us be there for others. So let your emotions flow, let them be, let them move. Remember, emotions want to be in motion. If you hold yourself in a feeling of hurt and you hold yourself in it and you won't let yourself move on, then you're holding yourself in a stagnant emotional space. But emotions, really, the energy just wants to move and flow. So let yourself feel your way through the challenging times, and you'll move through your feelings into a new feeling as you come out the other side. So let yourself be sensitive and have the courage to be vulnerable when you're in those vulnerable moments, because that's when you're close to breakthrough and close to moving through whatever you're going through. So how can you connect more with your inner being? Spend some good quality time with yourself. Get to know how you feel. Get to know what you're thinking. Get to know your values and your truth and your reasoning behind things. Get to know what's important to you. Get to know what your passions are. All of these things come from within yourself. So turn your focus inward and have a look and see if that helps you live your day-to-day experience in a more balanced and flowing way. So thanks so much for watching. I trust this has helped you feel a little bit more connected to your inner being, your inner self, and perhaps you'll make your self-time a priority in your day-to-day living. And you know, you can make it a way of life. So to begin with, it might be something where you devote time to, but then eventually, if it becomes important to you, connecting with your inner being is just something that you do and you are all the time in your day-to-day moments of the moments of your moment to moment in your days. So thanks so much for watching. If you want to learn more about what I do, please visit templeofbalance.com.au. If you enjoyed this video and you'd like to support my work so I can bring more of these sorts of videos to you, please consider becoming a Temple of Balance patron. I put the link up here. And thanks for watching. I'll connect with you again soon. Thank you. Namaste.